Hello, class. We are today baking in the Ninaverse. So, Gracie's here with me, trying to be super cool, and Max is also here. He's behind the camera, being cameraman. So, we are going to bake banana bread, and this is pandemic banana bread because we don't have all of the right ingredients. And so we're improvising a little bit, right? Okay, so this recipe comes from a bakery in Boston called Flowers Bakery, and this is famous banana bread. The ingredients are 1 2/3 cups flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1/4 of a teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 a teaspoon salt, 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of oil, 3 1/2 very ripe bananas, 2 tablespoons of sour cream, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, and 2/3 cups walnuts. So those are the actual ingredients. So we are out of regular flour, and the only flour we could find is gluten-free, but that's good for lots of people. So we're going with gluten-free flour. We are omitting the walnuts because we don't have those. And we're not really that sad about it. First thing that the recipe says to do is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So we are preheated to 350. And then to use a loaf pan and line, loaf is kind of a funny word, line the bottom with parchment paper, keep from sticking, hopefully. Would you like to sift the dry ingredients in the bowl? Okay.
You have to sift all of them?
I'll tell you which ones.
Okay.
Okay.
I know the flour.
So we're gonna start with the dry ingredients. Yes, and the first step is to sift together the flour.
Right there.
Oh yes, this is the gluten-free flour. This is all we had of unbleached, and it's regular flour. It's not enough. So this is our
Do I go?
yes, 1 2/3 cups flour. No, don't do it all yet because you have to put in the other. You want to sift it all together.
Why?
So it's evenly
Okay.
just distributed. Thank you. Evenly distributed throughout the whole thing. So,
But don't you mix it after?
well, you're sifting it together. So you are sifting. Sifting is good in general to get any lumps out, so it blends better. But you do want to sift the other stuff in.
Let's just get on with it. It's okay. You don't have to explain the whole thing.
Okay. Cooking shows, not always explaining. So,
No one else is saying it here. You explain.
baking soda. Baking soda. And cinnamon.
There's a fly on the eggs.
Cinnamon. And salt. Oh, and we only had pink Himalayan salt, so that's what we kind of use for regular stuff. I apparently don't have salt for baking. Okay. Not yet. You sift all that together. We don't sift the sugar in.
Oh. Okay.
We're going to make a mixture with yeah, and then I guess we
What
can
are those?
the lumps that we didn't want. See, there you go. You get rid of those lumps.
That's fun.
Yep, sift it all together. Now, all of those ingredients will get mixed together, evenly distributed. Okay, great job. Done with that. Next step is to beat sugar and eggs with a whisk until light and fluffy. We've got sugar and eggs, 2 eggs, lots of sugar. And we're gonna whisk this together. Gracie has this fancy whisker. And this actually has to be whisked for almost 10 minutes. So we're just gonna whisk for 10 minutes here, and we'll see you back after that. Welcome back. We have been whisking for 10 minutes, which is not an easy task, so we actually all took turns. And I'm not really sure why we couldn't use a mixer, a regular mixer. But since this is a famous recipe, I didn't want to change it too much, so we hand whisked. All 4 of us took turns. It's good forearm workout if you're looking for that. Drizzle in oil.
Oh, that's fun.
So keep mixing. Or you want to mix and you drizzle and I'll mix?
You can mix.
Okay, so this is just vegetable oil. Now add mashed bananas. So just an FYI, these are not ripe bananas. This is just pretty. Ripe bananas are like, when they say really ripe, they are way mushier than you would ever want to eat. So not tasty on their own, but they're gonna be great in here. So add mashed bananas. Stir that puppy up. And creme fraiche, which is actually sour cream. I mean, creme fraiche is not sour cream. This is sour cream because it says either or for the recipe.
It's got little fibers.
I think creme fraiche is just French sour cream, maybe. Okay, vanilla. This is vanilla extract.
The vanilla smells amazing, by the way.
A pro baking tip from
really?
not a pro.
From an amateur.
I'm kind of a wannabe. No, I actually have made baked. Well, I didn't sell them technically, but I have made wedding cakes, so I would call myself a pro.
That did happen one time.
You definitely want to use 100% real pure vanilla extract when you bake. Don't buy the imitation stuff. It's just not as good. I sound like Martha Stewart. Sorry about that. Okay.
There's like sour cream clumps.
Beat them up.
I'm scared it's gonna.
Okay. Then it says.
Don't be rude. Don't beat anyone up. Treat people with kindness.
Yes.
As Harriet Styles says. Anyways, keep going.
Fold in dry ingredients. So folding in just means you don't want to dump it. Stop. You don't want to dump it all at once. Can you do like I did? Because you don't want to have it too lumpy. So you're just kind of folding it in.
Now it smells really good.
Folding it in. And actually, banana bread is really more like cake batter than bread dough because
I never thought about that.
I know. It's more like a muffin
type of cake. My bad. Imagine kneading banana bread dough.
Well, right. And it doesn't have yeast in it. It doesn't rise like that.
Oh.
So it's really not bread. I think it's only considered bread because they put it in a loaf pan, like a loaf of bread.
And you like slice it like
bread, yes. Seems like a lot more than the size of this loaf pan, but they're the professionals, so we'll see.
Did you measure the size of the loaf pan?
It's a standard size. Standard loaf pan size. Okay. All mixed. And then it says we're going to pour into a lined loaf pan, which I've lined my loaf pan. So we're going to...
I never knew that you didn't line the sides. I never thought.
Well, because
that
you...
looks good.
Oh, wow, that fit perfect.
Oh, man, that's a much bigger loaf pan than expected.
It's like Mary Poppins' bag.
So back to what you... Good analogy. Back to what you just said, Gracie, why you don't line the sides. So you can take a cake knife or a butter knife when you're done baking and run it along the edges, but you can't do that at the bottom. So that's why you line the bottom.
That's why she's a teacher, because she knows what she's talking about.
That is true. It's not often I hear that from my own children, but it's good to hear. Okay,
don't get used to it.
Now we're putting this in our preheated 350 degree oven, and it says to bake for 45 minutes to an hour. So we'll check at 45 and then see how we're doing.
What's the dollar?
While this is baking, we're gonna take a break. Oh, we'll practice a little TikTok. So we'll be back. Welcome back. So our banana bread is done. I've taken it out of the oven and I set the timer for 45 minutes to start. And when I checked it at 45 minutes, it wasn't quite done. So you can check cake or bread with a toothpick or a skewer or even a knife, butter knife if you don't have one. And you just stick it in, pull it out. If it comes out clean, then it's done. If it comes out with batter on it, then it's not done. So I put it back in for another 5 minutes and it still wasn't done. So I did like another 4 and took it out, and it's been cooling for a little bit. So we're gonna give it a taste.
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah, that's what I said. Really?
It's good. I never had banana bread, so.
I know, I don't know how to determine if it's the best and deserves the famous name. But it's good. And gluten-free. Score for banana bread in the Ninaverse. See you next time.